Noir was a poor guy with a skill that caused him constant headaches. After losing his job, he found a secret dungeon and gained a powerful cheat skill, but he had to endure certain pleasures to level up. On his first day as a librarian, he learned he was fired because a viscount's son wanted the job. Even though Noir's father tried to apologize for his son's actions, Noir didn't appreciate it and asked him to stop, as he didn't respect his father enough. Alice, his adorable sister, came down the stairs and proposed that he join the Hero Academy. Noir doubted his ability to pass the exams, but Alice assured him that if he failed, she would take care of him. He went into town and met his friend Emma Brightness, who was supposed to start working at the library with him. Emma, the daughter of a baron, had a higher social standing than Noir, but their friendship from childhood remained strong. After Noir shared what had happened, he thought Emma was disappointed, but she revealed that she had information about his unique skill, the Great Sage, which could answer any question, but at the cost of a severe headache. Emma mentioned an old sage who kissed his wives to alleviate headaches and suggested Noir give it a try. The inexperienced Noir quickly agreed, but Emma stopped him, suggesting they find a more private place first. At the top of a tower where they stood, Noir kissed Emma. Emma then asked him to use his skill, so he inquired of the Great Sage how he could become stronger and pass the Hero Academy exams. The sage revealed the existence of a hidden dungeon in a cave and provided instructions on how to enter it. As soon as he got the information, Noir experienced a headache. Emma proposed another kiss, and after they kissed, she inquired if his head still hurt. He replied that his head was fine, but the way he kissed her suggested that his other head might be the one causing discomfort. Noir borrowed a sword from his father and headed to the cave the sage had mentioned. Reciting the spell, he opened the door to the hidden dungeon and entered. Inside, a voice guided him to a room on the second floor. There, he found a young woman resembling a less impressive version of the Princess of Arabasta. She stood motionless, her hands and feet bound by chains. Noir asked if she was alive, and she instructed him to touch her head. When he did, she introduced herself as Olivia, a servant and adventurer who had discovered the hidden dungeon long ago. Olivia explained that after defeating a monster, she triggered a trap that bound her in chains. She revealed that she had been tied up for 200 years. Noir wanted to free her, but she cautioned that the chains, known as death chains, would kill her if removed. Curious, Noir asked why she called out to him if she couldn't be rescued. Olivia expressed that she just wanted someone to talk to and assumed he was skilled since he found the dungeon. She then asked for his name and inquired about why he had come to the dungeon, prompting Noir to explain his situation. After hearing Noir's story, Olivia decided to give him her skills, as she didn't need them anymore. Noir touched his forehead to hers, and her skills were transferred to him. She asked him to now refer to her as Master Olivia since she had given him 3 skills: Create, Bestow, and Editor. The Create skill allowed him to create anything he could think of. Bestow enabled him to give the skills he created to others, and Editor could take those skills away. With his new skills, Noir felt like the cat's pajamas until Olivia brought him back to reality. She explained that to use the skills, he needed life points, and the stronger the skill, the more LP it consumed. To replenish LP, he had to do things that brought him pleasure. Olivia warned that if his LP reached 0, he would die. Currently, Noir had 550 LP. Before leaving the dungeon, Olivia encouraged him to try out his new skills. As he exited, he encountered a slim creature and used his Create skill to make a stone bullet, which cost him 50 LP but successfully destroyed the slime. Back at home, Noir laid on his sister Alice's lap while she doted on him. Inspired by Olivia's advice on pleasure, he decided to try it out and, somewhat awkwardly, asked his sister for a hug. Alice, with her apparent brother complex, happily obliged, and his LP increased. The next day, Noir met up with Emma, and he noticed she looked different. She explained that she dressed up for a reason, but the oblivious Noir didn't catch on quickly. When Emma got upset, instead of calming her down, he asked for a hug to increase his LP. Earlier, he had visited Olivia and used his LP to create a new skill called Discerning Odd, allowing him to gain information about any person or object. This skill could help him pass his Hero Academy exam. Testing the skill on Emma, Noir was pleased that it worked. When Emma mentioned backaches due to her massive plots, he foolishly used his Create and Bestow skills to reduce them. However, when he mentioned his preference for larger features, Emma demanded he restore them, leading to another unnecessary waste of LP that he had just replaced. On the day of the Hero Academy exams, the instructor announced the need to form groups to collect raw materials from monsters. No one wanted to team up with Noir because of his perceived lack of attractiveness and financial status. Just when he was about to give up, Emma asked him to join her. Intrigued, he questioned why she was there, and she revealed that she quit her job and wanted to try out the academy. Another girl named Lenore joined them because of Emma's presence. However, when Noir tried to introduce himself, Lenore dismissively stated she didn't care to know the name of unrecycled garbage. The test began, and everyone hurried to find the required items. Lenore suggested they split up, instructing Noir not to drag them down to his level. Noir asked Emma to wait for him as he headed to the dungeon to battle creatures and collect materials. In the dungeon, he faced a formidable level 99 Dead Reaper. Being only at level 23 himself, he feared certain defeat. Attempting to use his editor skill to delete the Dead Reaper's execution slash, he realized he needed at least 4,000 LP to do so. Quick on his feet, Noir created a skill called Heavy to immobilize the Reaper. He then fashioned a large stone bullet and fired it at the Reaper, completely destroying it and boosting his level to 33. Back at the exam center, the instructor began calling out the groups that had passed. Emma, a member of Noir's team, was anxious, fearing they hadn't succeeded. Despite his own doubts, Noir assured her that they had. Just as he said that, the instructor called their team and declared that they had the highest score. Noir was surprised, especially since the Dead Reaper skull he had brought back was initially dismissed as garbage by Olivia when he showed it to her. After passing the exams, Noir's next challenge was the lack of money for enrollment. He approached his father for the funds, but unfortunately, his broke dad couldn't afford it. Determined to gather the money himself, Noir discussed the situation with Olivia, informing her of the required amount. She bluntly told him that someone like him, a bottom feeder, couldn't afford it. Olivia suggested that he fight rare creatures in the dungeon and sell their materials. However, Noir hesitated, concerned that it would draw too much attention to him. Olivia then proposed another solution, working at the Adventurers Guild. At the guild, they met Lola, the receptionist, who explained the different jobs adventurers undertook and how their ranks influenced the nature of their tasks. She informed him that rising in ranks involved completing challenging quests. As part of the registration process, Lola handed him a form to detail his skills. However, upon reviewing his skills, Lola accused him of joking and being an imposter. She argued that he resembled a bottom feeder adventurer claiming to be the successor of Olivia, a legendary figure in the guild. At the mention of Olivia's name, Noir referred to her as his master, further infuriating Lola. In a daring move, Lola proposed a condition. She would raise her skirt and apologize if Noir wasn't lying. Agreeing to the terms, Noir placed his hand on the discerning tom, a device that revealed the truth when touched. To Lola's embarrassment, the tom confirmed that he was telling the truth. The shameless Noir eagerly watched as Lola apologized with her skirt raised, gaining satisfaction and increasing his LP. With the registration complete, Noir confided in Lola about his desperate need for money. Surprisingly, instead of offering an E-rank quest, Lola proposed a D-rank quest to catch rainbow grasshoppers, acknowledging Noir's capabilities. She even flirted with him, seemingly attracted to his skills and abilities. While on the quest, Noir used his skill to create headache immunity so he could utilize his Great Sage skill. However, his efforts seemed futile as he still experienced painful headaches when using the skill to gather grasshoppers. Wishing that Emma was there to help alleviate the headache, she appeared as if summoned by his thoughts. Curious about how she found him, Emma explained that she had been to his house, and his sister informed her that he joined the Adventurers Guild. Expressing concern, she mentioned knowing about the headaches associated with using the Great Sage skill. Noir reassured her that he had created a form of headache immunity, but seeing Emma's worried expression, he quickly admitted that it wasn't effective. In response, Emma suggested a unique solution, offering to kiss him to help get rid of the headaches. Noir gladly accepted the offer. Back at the Adventurers Guild, Lola handed Noir the money for the grasshoppers, all the while clearly expressing interest in him. She also offered him another job. Seated beside Noir, Emma wasn't about to let someone else make a move on him. She declared that she, too, would become an adventurer and join him on the quest. This sparked a fierce staring contest between the two girls. Lola asserted her role as Noir's supervisor, considering herself invaluable, claiming that Emma had no right to interfere with their relationship. Emma, however, asserted the depth of their long-standing relationship since childhood, stating their intention to stay together forever. Realizing the situation could spiral out of control, Noir diplomatically told each girl what they needed to hear before they left. Before parting ways, Lola extended an invitation to Noir for dinner, igniting Emma's jealousy. Emma continued grumbling about Lola when suddenly they were ambushed by 2 level 17 goblins. Each of them engaged one goblin in combat, with Noir using his discerning eye to determine that his opponent was male. Taking advantage of this knowledge, he aimed his stone bullets at a vulnerable area and successfully incapacitated the goblin. Just as Noir was focused on his victory, Emma called out to him. He turned to find that the goblin she had been fighting was lying dead across the forehead of the giant rabbit they had been searching for. Using his discerning eye again, Noir realized it was a level 24 monster, one he believed he could handle. Before he could make a move, Emma stepped in front of him, declaring that she would take down the rabbit. She didn't want to give Lola another reason to be all over him. With her twin blades, Emma demonstrated incredible speed and skill, easily dodging the rabbit's attacks. Noir stood in awe of her impressive fighting abilities. Emma used her wind strike skill to push the rabbit back, but the force wasn't enough to defeat it. She slashed at the rabbit with her blades and attempted another wind strike, but the rabbit jumped. Both she and Noir managed to avoid getting crushed, but the rabbit continued targeting Emma. Just before it could harm her, Noir shot a large stone bullet at it, sending the creature flying. Seizing the opportunity, they quickly retreated into the forest. Feeling down about her perceived weakness, Anna believed she couldn't take down the creature. In response, Noir decided to help her by upgrading her skill. Realizing he needed more LP to help Anna and ensure his own survival, Noir asked her if he could bite her ear. Emma, understanding his intentions, agreed, stating she didn't mind as long as he could help her. While Noir nibbled on her ear, Emma tried to control her emotional response. However, the sound attracted the giant rabbit to their hiding spot. With his LP replenished, Noir attempted to upgrade Emma's skill. Before he could complete the process, they were attacked by the rabbit. Managing to dodge its attacks, Noir created a stone wall that trapped the rabbit's horn, giving him the chance to upgrade Emma's skill. When the rabbit broke free, it charged at them, attempting to impale Noir with its horn. Emma intervened just in time, breaking the horn. Upon returning to the guild, they presented the broken horn to a shocked Lola. Emma revealed that she had taken down the rabbit on her own, gaining confidence from the quest. Lola apologized for her previous treatment of Emma, leading to a mutual understanding between them. Noir then removed the remains of the rabbit from a pocket dimension he had created and announced that they would roast the meat and have a feast. Later that night, during the feast, Lola gave Noir the money for completing the quest and congratulated him for getting into the Hero Academy, as he could now enroll with the saved money. Noir expressed his gratitude to everyone gathered, including Olivia, even though she wasn't present. He made a promise to visit her later. Noir and Emma stood outside the academy after paying their enrollment fees, discussing what their life would be like now that they were finally students of the academy. Suddenly, a blonde-haired girl and her bodyguards walked past. Emma motioned for Noir to bow, and as the trio passed, Noir inquired about the girl. Emma informed him that she was Maria Albert, the daughter of Duke Albert, a high-ranking noble. Curious, Noir used his discerning eye to gauge Maria's strength and discovered that she was cursed. His shocked expression prompted Emma to ask what was wrong, and he revealed that Maria was cursed to die on her 16th birthday. Sometime later, Noir woke up to find his sister Alice sleeping on top of him. Confused, he asked her why she enjoyed being so close and invading his personal space. Alice explained that she wanted to wish him good luck on his first day at the academy and assured him that she would enroll there the following year. Their father walked in, saw the awkward position they were in, and immediately stepped out, shocked and bewildered. He had no idea what had gone wrong. Later, Noir met up with an excited Emma, who suggested they perform their special greeting. They found a hidden spot among the trees, shared a kiss, and then headed off to school together. At school, the students made it abundantly clear to Noir that they despised him. They couldn't fathom being in the same class as someone they considered an ugly, good-for-nothing commoner. They avoided him like a pandemic. On the flip side, Emma was welcomed with open arms and quickly became popular among the boys. Lenore, the girl who had been on Noir's team during the entrance exams, warned him not to speak to her. Rumors circulated that she had killed the dead Reaper, and students believed it. Noir, contemplating his difficult situation, found himself in an unexpected encounter when Maria, a fellow student, walked into the classroom. To everyone's surprise, Maria acknowledged Noir's presence and expressed that she was honored to meet him, causing a commotion among the students. Confused, Noir asked Emma when they had become friends, but Emma claimed she was about to ask him the same thing. Another student, who had earlier avoided Noir, attempted to engage him in conversation after Maria spoke to him. However, Noir ignored the student, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Their first class was with Emma Sts, who balanced on a wooden sword as she revealed her background as a mercenary for 18 years before becoming a teacher. With an intimidating presence, she instilled fear in the students. Emma promised to whip them all into shape and declared her intention to stalk them more than a toxic AI until they became capable. In the first self-defense lesson, Emma Sts used Noir as the guinea pig, asking him to attack her with his sword. He jokingly warned her about his plot armor and the potential harm he might cause, but Emma confidently dismissed him as a weakling. Using his discerning eye, Noir saw that Emma was incredibly strong at level 232. He charged at her with all his strength, but when he thought he could land a hit, she moved so swiftly it seemed like she had vanished. Emma revealed that it was a move called the backstep and instructed Noir to replicate it. Foolishly, Noir thought it would be easy due to his experience fighting creatures in the hidden dungeon. However, before he could even move, Emma struck him, and he fell to the ground in pain. Whispers among the students labeled her a demon instructor. Emma then offered Noir a reward. If he could dodge her attack and perform the backstep, he would receive a special prize. To motivate him further, she adjusted the collar of her shirt, drawing attention to her ample assets. The male students shouted at Noir, and some even expressed a desire for him to drop dead so they could take his place. Realizing he had little LP left, Noir abandoned the idea of creating a martial arts skill and used his creative skill to enhance the backstep. Emma, noticing his momentary distraction, moved in to attack, but to everyone's surprise, Noir successfully dodged her with the backstep on his first try. Without wasting any time, Noir claimed the reward Emma had promised. To his surprise, the reward was Emma sitting on him, practically straddling him. She casually remarked that her friends had always complimented her on having a great backside. The male students seethed with jealousy, while the female students considered them fools. Emma looked like she wanted to cry as she asked Noir how he felt. Noir claimed that she stole his breath but clarified he meant it in the literal sense. Emma, assuming he was head over heels in love with Emma, got angry and sad when he commented on her heavy ass, effectively shutting him up. Emma then declared that break time was over. Emma rushed to help Noir get up, and she shyly asked if this experience would turn him into an ass man since hers was almost non-existent. Noir denied it but was secretly pleased as his LP had increased, and he casually mentioned he wouldn't mind doing it again. Emma, with an expression of disapproval, asked the students to pair up for the next lesson. Emma and Noir immediately paired up, but Emma told them they couldn't because they were dating. The two denied it, insisting they were only friends, or more like friends with benefits. Emma also informed Maria that she couldn't pair with her assistant. Main Allen, the son of a duke, offered to pair with Maria since they were on the same level, but she refused. Instead, Maria offered to pair with Noir. Emma appeared jealous, and even Alice, attending her own school, somehow sensed that her brother was with another girl. Emma announced they would be learning passive defense and instructed them to take turns flipping each other. Noir offered Maria the first move and quickly upgraded his skill. However, when Maria flipped him over, she suddenly fell on top of him, leaving Noir with a face full of embarrassment. As a concerned onlooker approached, Noir tried to explain, but Maria brushed it off, instructing him not to move while she helped herself up. Claiming fatigue, Maria asked Emma if she could rest for the remaining part of the class. This made Noir wonder if her behavior was influenced by her curse. Noir attempted to use his editor's skill to remove the curse, but he lacked enough LP. Seeking advice, he asked the great sage for the fastest way to increase his LP. The sage humorously suggested tapping the backsides of all the girls while running past them. Aware that this would lead to his demise and wouldn't sufficiently increase his LP, Noir rejected the idea. Using the skill had given him a headache, and even his headache immunity couldn't ease the pain. Desperate, he asked Emma if they could perform their special greeting. Emma hesitated, pointing out the audience and potential embarrassment. But Noir ignored her concerns and kissed her anyway. The students shouted in surprise, and a stern-looking Emma chased after Noir, ordering him to run laps around the school. After school, Noir and Emma went to the guild to ask Lola if she knew a way to remove the curse from Maria. Lola explained that their best option was to find a cleric who could help exorcise the evil. She mentioned that her best friend, Luna, was a cleric, but she typically didn't take on cases like that for personal reasons. However, Noir was determined to save Maria, who had been kind to him. He decided that he would help Luna solve her problem if it meant saving Maria. Noir went to meet Emma, and when he saw her rubbing her shoulders, he offered to give her a massage. In return, she agreed to sit on him again, but only if he met her expectations. Quickly, Noir created a massage skill before helping Emma out. Meanwhile, when Lola went to the temple to find Luna, she discovered her resting in her room because she was tired from attending to people all day. After greetings, Lola explained the situation to Luna and asked her to come and help Noir. Meanwhile, to pass the time before meeting up with Lola and Luna, Noir went to visit Olivia. She was visibly upset with him, mentioning that he hadn't come to see her for 2 weeks. Noir apologized for not visiting more often and shared all that had happened with Maria. Olivia speculated that Maria's curse likely had something to do with someone in her family, explaining that there were skills that allowed one to curse people. She suggested that Noir would need at least 10,000 LP to remove the curse, but advised that, since he couldn't accumulate that much LP quickly, it was better for the cleric to handle it. In a joking manner, Olivia suggested that he could use Luna to fulfill his fantasies since she was a half-elf and an exotic species. However, Noir wasn't keen on using Luna as an LP source. Olivia then taught him a skill called Lucky Lecher to help him gain more LP, though she mentioned it was forbidden. Noir quickly created the skill. As Noir headed to meet Lola and Luna, Emma called out to him, notifying him that he was late. In his haste, a cat crossed his path, causing him to lose balance and fall face first into Emma's chest. This unexpected encounter increased his LP. A sudden breeze raised Emma's skirt, inadvertently exposing her underwear, and a similar incident happened to the other girls nearby, further boosting Noir's LP. Realizing the effect of the Lucky Lecher, Noir edited the skill to be effective only at certain times. Despite being pleased with the outcome, Noir found himself scolded by Emma, who thought he was smiling because he found the situation amusing. Lola and Luna observed the interaction, with Luna remarking that Noir was just her type, much to Lola's discontent. Lola introduced Luna to them, and before heading into the restaurant, Emma assessed Luna's looks and complained about her perfection. Emma regretted letting Luna meet Noir in the restaurant. Luna revealed that she had met Maria before but had declined to lift her curse because it was a 16th birthday curse. When Noir asked about Maria's condition, Luna expressed concern, and Noir used his discerning eye to learn that every time Luna used her curse lifting skill, her lifespan shortened. As they walked through the town, Noir wondered about the severity of Maria's curse, that even a half-elf with a long lifespan could risk death by removing it. Suddenly, Luna stopped walking and asked Noir to take her to Maria, as she had changed her mind about healing her. Noir asked Lola and Emma to excuse them, and when alone, Luna admitted that she knew she would die if she removed Maria's curse. Luna explained that her mother, a cleric as well, had died from lifting curses and healing people. Despite knowing the consequences, Luna wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps and help others until her last breath. At that moment, an explosion occurred nearby, and they discovered a collapsed wall with a child trapped underneath. Lola freed the boy, but he was injured, and Luna hesitated to use her healing powers. Noir couldn't answer Luna's existential question, but Luna, determined to help, used her guns to fire healing shots, immediately healing the boy. Noir praised her skill, but Luna didn't respond. Suddenly, she fell, and Noir rushed to her, thinking she had been hurt. Luna, shivering and crying, admitted she was scared of curses. Noir realized that using her healing powers activated her Cordy's skill. Lola reassured them that it wasn't the first time, and Luna would be fine. When Luna woke up, she felt embarrassed about what happened and asked Noir and Emma to forget everything they saw. They assured her everything was fine, and Luna, standing up, suggested they continue on their way to Maria. Noir told Luna to take it easy and find another way to help Maria when Luna asked why. He pointed out that her knees were shaking, reminding her that she had just admitted to being scared of curses. Luna tried to deny it, but Lola urged her to stop pretending and tell the truth. Luna then revealed that she was indeed scared because lifting Maria's curse would likely result in her own death. Lola, shocked and angry about Luna keeping this secret, received Luna's apology and tried to explain her reasons. Lola hugged Luna, apologizing for being clueless, and advised her to stop trying to do everything alone. Later that evening, while discussing how to help Maria without sacrificing Luna, Noir shared his solution. He had figured out that he could use his editor's skill to change Luna's skill condition so that instead of using her lifespan as payment, she would use money. The only problem was that he didn't have enough LP to do it. Lola and Luna were confused, so Noir explained that he needed life points to use his skills, which he could only gain by engaging in pleasurable activities or doing things he desired. He also mentioned the need for a lot of money for Luna. Lola suggested a solution, mentioning a noble who hosted an event called the Herm Pride. This event involved degenerate men watching others showcase their women. It served as an excuse for the participants to hate on handsome men who could attract more women than needed. The event occurred weekly, providing an opportunity for them to make some money. Amin brought some tea for Maria and found her in pain, discussing the fact that Maria had developed feelings for Noir, and they weren't happy about it. Even Luna admitted that she had fallen for him too. Noir visited Olivia, who commented on the reek of many women. He acknowledged that he had been with many women lately and had kissed them a lot. When Olivia requested her own kiss, Noir felt embarrassed and shy. He explained that since he was always the one being kissed, he didn't know how to do it. He gave her a kiss on the forehead and promised to return with a proper kiss on the lips to thank her for saving Maria's life. Maria's family rewarded Noir and the girls with 100 million each. Emma suggested that Noir could use the money to open a shop selling rare materials for monsters, offering to help him. However, Lola insisted that all he needed was her skills and nothing more. The girls ended up arguing about who would be better suited to assist him, and Luna joined in. Not wanting to get caught in the middle of their argument, Noir said goodbye and left them to sort it out. When Noir got home, his father couldn't believe the amount of money he had received and suggested using it for gambling, revealing why they were broke. However, Noir, not trusting his father, instead tasked him with finding a suitable location for the store and handling the paperwork. Alice volunteered to keep an eye on him. Later, Noir decided to explore the dungeon to find rare materials for Gasha. Before heading out, he visited Olivia, who pretended to be dead until he tickled her. She complained about his infrequent visits, and Noir shared his plans to explore the dungeon. Olivia gave him advice on new skills, including a dungeon elevator for easy floor traversal, and a light blinding skill. When testing the latter, Noir nearly blinded himself. As he explored, Noir reached the 5th floor, finding only dead monsters. Puzzled, he continued until he encountered a black lion with a tulip growing out of its head. Unable to discern its status, Noir used the light blinding skill and attempted to escape using the dungeon elevator. However, to his surprise, the lion spoke to him, revealing it needed his help to find a friend on the 6th floor. On their way to the 6th floor, the lion, Toramaru, shared that his name was ironic, given that he was a lion, and it was given to him by his friend Vasil 350 years ago. Vasil had asked Toramaru to wait on the 5th floor while he checked out the 6th, but he never returned. Noir created a night vision skill to navigate the dark 6th floor. While exploring, Noir encountered a horde of zombies that could detach themselves. Fleeing from them, he hid in a room and found a new corridor when he exited. There, he encountered another zombie that seemed different. Realizing it was Vasil, Noir used his skills to erase the zombie traits and restore Vasil to his original self. Vasil expressed shame for making Toramaru wait all these years, but Toramaru reassured him not to feel bad. Vasil shared that he was going to return to his hometown to be with his love, even though his people didn't welcome other species of tigers. Noir bid farewell to the old friends, and they promised to see each other again. Noir asked Toramaru what he planned to do now, and Toramaru admitted that he had no idea. He then told Noir that he had forgotten something on the 5th floor and went back. Curious, Noir followed him and found Toramaru crying. Feeling sympathetic, Noir asked Toramaru to be his friend and invited him to live with his family. Later that night, Noir introduced Toramaru to his family, and both his mother and sister took a liking to him. His father was a little afraid, but he'd always been a coward, so it didn't matter. His father asked why Toramaru had a tulip growing out of his head, and Noir said that he was sensitive about it. Emma and Noir met up and went to school together. At school, they encountered Maria and Amin, who thanked Noir again for saving her life. Nora stood awkwardly as Maria hugged him, and then Amin revealed she was happy that Maria got better. Right before their exam started, Emma walked into the classroom. She told them not to expect the exams to be as easy as the entrance exam. Emma explained that the exam would last for 2 weeks and told them that they had to gather all the materials listed on a chart she showed them. If they failed to reach the required points, they had to take summer classes. As they had lunch, Emma suggested gathering the materials together, but Noir told her that it wouldn't be easy to find the materials. He asked what she wanted to find first, and she said it was the dragon, even though that was probably the hardest thing to find. Noir suggested asking Lola for help, and even though Emma didn't want to, she agreed to his plan. Noir and Emma went to the guild to see Lola. As they stood outside talking, they heard a commotion coming from inside. When they went in, they saw Luna trying to stop Lola, who was seconds away from slapping someone. It turned out that Sarah, another receptionist, had been stealing Lola's adventurers. Sarah told her that it was because she lacked charm, and that's why they left her. Lola was sure she had done something to make them leave. Sarah even pointed at the receptionist's quota hanging on the wall, and said Lola was just mad because she was incapable of doing a good job. It so happened that the receptionist with the most adventurers had more benefits than the others, and Sarah happened to be at the top of the list. Sarah told Lola that she had no proof that she actually seduced her adventurers, so she proposed a deal. If Lola could beat her in the receptionist ranking for the month, she'd never steal her adventurers again. Lola agreed, but Sarah added that if Lola lost, she'd take Noir away. She then walked up to Noir, pushed up against him, and seductively told him she was very excited to become his receptionist. Luna and Emma looked like they were about to finish what Lola had started and slapped her. Curiosity made Noir take a look at her skills and discover that she had some very specific skills, and this gave him a severe nosebleed. When Sarah was alone, she laughed like a psycho and said she had already disciplined her adventurers, so there's no way her little piggies would tell anyone the truth. Noir looked a little too pleased when he thought of Sarah being his receptionist. He told Lola that he and Emma could be of help to her since they had to find rare materials for their exams, so he asked her to give them any high-grade quests, and told her to win no matter what. Luna, who had just joined the guild, offered to go with them so they could get the quest done in time. They went on quests and successfully gathered the materials they needed. Luna told them that she had heard from a friend where they could find some earth dragons, and they worked out a plan on how to capture one. Toromaru gave them a ride on his back to the field where they would find the dragons. Noir asked the great sage where the nearest dragon was and ended up with a headache when Haimama kissed him. Luna was shocked, so they quickly explained that it was because of his headaches, but she didn't really buy their explanation. After they dug a pit and set up a trap for the dragon to fall into, Noir found the dragon and looked at its skills. He tried to edit it a bit, but that would require a lot of LP, so he decided to stick to the original plan. Noir threw a rock at the sleeping dragon and acted as bait to lure it into the trap. The dragon fell into the pit, and they wasted no time in attacking it with spears, first blinding it and then finally killing it. Noir and Emma turned in their materials at the academy, and Maria praised them for successfully killing the dragon. They also contributed the remaining materials from their quests to the guild, boosting Lola's ranking. Unfortunately, Sarah managed to take the lead again, flaunting her success and the devotion of her overworked adventurers. Determined to help Lola, Noir returned to the dungeon. Olivia suggested exploring the 7th floor for rare materials. She also provided advice on new skills, including fire, water, and lightning. Olivia recommended creating a skill called Magic Fusion, allowing him to merge his existing skills for greater power. Noir ventured to the 6th floor, combining Holy Flame and Stone Bullet to eliminate zombies. Upon reaching the 7th floor, a surprise awaited him, a forest. Unbeknownst to him, someone had been watching. While exploring, he encountered a pack of silver wolves, avoiding them due to their strength. The observer, a little girl resembling young Emma, approached him. Initially cautious, Noir examined her skills and identified her as a dryad. The dryad revealed herself as a great tree spirit named Dory. She explained her forest sensitivity skill, enabling her to sense all activities within the forest. Dory shared her predicament, a monster draining her mana. As her real body couldn't move, she sought Noir's help to defeat the monster. In return, she promised to guide him to the 8th floor and reveal treasures hidden on the 7th floor. Intrigued, Noir agreed to help and asked Dory for more details about the monster. Dory took him to her tree and showed him the powerful golden bee. Noir warned her that the bee was much stronger than him, and trying to attack it would be dangerous. The bee drained more mana from Dory's tree, causing her pain. Noir felt frustrated that he couldn't help, especially when Dory tried to smile through the pain. Despite her offer to show him the way to the 8th floor, Noir couldn't let her dive alone because she reminded him of his friend. He didn't want to abandon her, and Dory noticed he had a cut on his lips. To comfort him, she kissed him, boosting his LP since he enjoyed it. He decided to seek help from Olivia. She advised him to walk away, considering the danger, but he insisted on staying. Olivia teased him about falling for the tree spirit, and he explained that Dory reminded him of his friend. Olivia came up with a plan to use the monsters in the forest to defeat the bee. Noir found the bee's nest, instructed Dory to hide, and provoke some wolves. Leading them towards the bee's nest, he fell but used a light blinding skill to escape their attack. He encountered the bee attacking Dory's tree again and attacked it, but the bee blocked his sword and dodged his lightning strikes. The wolves returned, and realizing he couldn't fight them all, Noir edited the target skill to make the wolves attack the bee. While they fought, he reassured Dorian. When the bee weakened after killing the wolves, he used magic fusion to bring it down. With everything over, he assured Dory that everything was fine. Dory apologized for not being able to assist Noir, but he reassured her that she had actually helped increase his LP. True to her promise, Dory showed Noir where the treasures were hidden and gave him the contents of the chests, a wind-enhancing pearl, and an artifact. Noir decided to give the pearl to Emma and the artifact to Lola. Dory then guided him to the 8th floor, but she felt sad about him leaving. Noir promised to visit her again and left. Back at the guild, the receptionist ranking event began. Each adventurer was given a coin pouch, and Noir and Sarah were the last ones remaining. In the end, Noir won, leading Lola to remind Sarah not to steal other people's adventurers. Despite Sarah's annoyance at her winning streak ending, Noir tried to console her. During the exchange, Emma took the opportunity to hand Noir a map to her house, catching Lola's notice. Lola chased after her, and Noir gave Emma the pearl from the dungeon. She thanked him and swallowed it, gaining 2 new skills. Although Emma looked sad, she reassured Noir that everything was fine. She then invited him to a noble party that weekend. Initially hesitant, Noir agreed after Emma guilt-tripped him about dancing with other boys. Before leaving, Emma told Noir that he probably wouldn't notice if someone took her away, leaving him without a chance to question her before she ran off. Later that day, when Noir got home, his sister informed him that they couldn't find a shop for the rare materials. His father explained that no one wanted to rent space to them because they weren't proper nobles. Noir reassured his father, saying he never believed they could find a shop in the first place. He then asked if his father had appropriate clothes for a party. His father gave him a wine-stained jacket, claiming it was his best suit. Unimpressed, Noir decided to buy a brand new one. At the party, Noir met Emma's parents. Her father teased him about his childhood, making Noir embarrassed and begging him to forget about it. Wondering where Emma was, her mother explained she was still getting ready. Emma's father asked if she had mentioned anything about the night, and Noir thought he was referring to the dance. Before he could say anything else, Emma interrupted. The host announced that they had received a letter from the phantom thief Phantom, who intended to steal a precious jewel known as Mermaid's Tears. Noticing that Emma seemed disturbed by the mention of the phantom, Noir asked if the thief had threatened her. Emma quickly denied it, and the host reassured everyone that adventurers from the Aman Guild were hired to guard the jewel. Noir was surprised by the strength of the female adventurer when he checked her skills. Noir and Emma had to wait their turn to dance as the order was determined by ranks. A young noble named Mike approached them, asking Emma to reconsider his request to court her. Emma firmly declined, prompting Mike to inquire about Noir. When he learned that Noir was a baronet, he challenged him to a dance battle. The winner would be decided by the audience's applause, and the reward was a date with Emma. Despite Emma expressing her disinterest, Noir agreed to the challenge. After Emma's dance with Mike, the audience applauded them, making Noir nervous. Quickly creating a dance skill, he joined Emma in the center of the room for their dance. Emma advised him to relax and enjoy the dance. As they danced, everyone was amazed at how well Noir danced, which angered Mike. They finished the dance, and the audience erupted in cheers and applause, clearly indicating who had won the challenge. As Noir tried to kiss Emma, the lights went out. A masked woman claiming to be the phantom thief announced her arrival for the Mermaid's Tears in Emma. It was then that Noir realized Emma had also received the letter. Taking advantage of the confusion, the woman grabbed Emma and used a skill to knock her out. Noir tried to take Emma back, but the masked woman kicked him and successfully escaped with the sleeping Emma. When the lights came back on, the host rushed to check if the jewel was still there but was struck from behind by a masked man. The duo, along with the masked woman, escaped from the party. As adventurers split up to chase them, Noir requested to join the female adventurer to rescue Emma. Initially refusing, she saw his determination and finally allowed him on the condition that he wouldn't get in her way. However, what the masked woman didn't know was that Noir had used magic fusion to mix lightning with the water. Since her weakness was lightning, she took some damage. Noir hurried to Emma, who was still unconscious. Layla told him that Emma's condition was likely due to magic. She then extended an offer of friendship despite being from rival guilds. Layla's guild leader approached, offering help as they had already captured the other phantom and handed him over to the Earl. Layla declined the assistance, revealing that they had also captured their own phantom. To their surprise, the guild leader, Leo, looked shocked. Noir noticed an earring on Leo, which he didn't have at the beginning of the night. When Noir tried to read Leo's skills, he couldn't see anything. Before he could speak up, Leo punched him. Noir used gravity manipulation to bring Leo to his knees. While they struggled to get back up, Layla asked Noir what was happening. Noir shot a stone at Leo's earring, revealing that he was the other phantom in disguise. Leo confessed that he intended to make Emma his wife because he had fallen in love with her the moment he saw her. Noir managed to stand up and demanded that the man let Emma go. The man mocked him, calling him weak and claiming he couldn't do anything to save Emma. Drawing strength from the power of friendship, Noir resisted the hold of gravity the man had over him. The man attempted to overpower him, but Emma, regaining her composure, tapped him and used a wind strike to push him away. This caused him to lose his hold on Noir, and Layla immediately punched him, knocking him out. Rushing to Emma to ensure she was okay, Noir was surprised when she asked if he hated her because another man had touched her. Instead of answering, he kissed her. When they returned to the Earl's house, he thanked Noir for his help and promised to repay him. True to his word, the Earl rewarded Noir with a shop to sell his rare materials and even reduced the rent. Although Noir's father claimed he would remodel and design the place, Alice and their mother insisted they would take care of it. Their mother assigned cleaning duties to Noir's father to make him feel useful. Emma volunteered to help, hugging Noir, which drew disapproving stares from Alice. At the academy, Emma announced two things to the students. First, they had a new transfer student who turned out to be Layla, and Noir recognized her. Emma then asked Layla to sit beside him. The second announcement was about a training camp, essentially a vacation for the students. On the day of the training camp, Ella warned them to stay alert due to the presence of monsters. Emma was excited about the hot springs, enthusiastically talking about the benefits for their skin. However, Noir cautioned her against entering the hot springs, pointing to other male students whose eyes were glazed over as they imagined the girls in the hot springs. As they continued their journey, the girls expressed trust in Noir to prevent other boys from peeking into the baths. Another student intervened to stop Noir from falling into a hidden pit, and while Noir thanked him, it seemed apparent that he did it to impress the girls who didn't take much notice of the incident. Pixie approached them, claiming to have seen the bandits responsible for the pit. The girls ran over to Pixie and showered her with admiration. Noir became suspicious and decided to read Pixie, discovering she had a skill called monster puppetry, which unsettled him. He also noticed that Emma was not with them again. Pixie mentioned knowing a shortcut to the hot springs and offered to show them the way, a suggestion they foolishly agreed to. She led them through a cave, and Noir complained about the darkness, expressing concern that their defense formation was now scattered. Despite assurances from Jorth and other students, Noir pulled out his sword. Pixie asked him to put it away, finding it scary, but Noir noticed holes in the walls, suggesting the possibility of hidden threats. However, the Pixie insisted that there was nothing in the cave, arguing that if there were, they would have been attacked already. Noir accused her of using her monster puppetry skill to control monsters and attack them. Unwilling to maintain the facade, the Pixie dropped her act and ordered the lizardmen she was controlling to attack them. Fueled by their desire to peek at the girls in the bath, the boys charged at the lizardmen, and the girls fought to defend themselves. The Pixie tried to escape, but Noir stopped her by increasing her weight, causing her to fall outside the cave. They eventually reunited with Emma, who attempted to emphasize the importance of being observant after the encounter with the Pixie. However, the students were too excited about the hot springs to pay much attention. At their lodge, the boys offered Noir a mask to join them in peeping on the girls, but he refused, knowing that the girls were counting on him to stop them. The boys called him a traitor and chased after him, while the girls prepared to enter the baths. With the bathhouse in sight, Noir tried to figure out a way to stop the boys. Just then, Emma stepped in front of them, creating an earth wall that temporarily halted their progress. Surprised to see Noir taking a stand, Emma questioned him, and he explained that he was trying to prevent the other boys. The wall, however, wasn't enough to stop them, and they quickly got back up and continued toward the bathhouse. Noir fired stone bullets at them, and Emma used her earth bullets. Jorth, claiming there was no way to stop them, threw a punch at Emma. She used her own punch to block him, but the force caused her to fall into Noir's arms. Accidentally grabbing her, Noir quickly let go and apologized, and Emma forgave him, acknowledging that he had saved her. She questioned Jorth about his unusual strength, and he admitted to taking various magical potions and items to enhance his muscles, having spent all his money on them. Emma called him a stupid noob for going to such lengths just to peek at girls without any plot. Jorth argued that it was the dream of every young man to peek at naked girls and claimed it was their purpose. He tried to convince Noir that it was what he wanted to do, but Noir stood his ground and declared it wrong, prompting Jorth to attack him using his magic potion power boost. Noir had to edit his skill to make himself useless once again, allowing him to defeat Jorth. However, Jorth laughed and declared their loss. That's when Noir noticed another boy running toward the bathhouse. He chased after him, but the boy was too fast. Noir had to bestow heaviness on himself to slow down, leaving him with only 200 LP. Still, it didn't stop him. They both jumped into the hot tub, with Noir shouting to the girls that a peeping Tom had gotten in. When he opened his eyes, he realized the place was empty as the girls stood to the side, still wearing their clothes. Emma informed him that Elma had told them to wait a little before entering the bath, which relieved him. Faint from using so much LP, Noir woke up with a towel tied over his eyes. Elma instructed him not to take it off and assured him that she had locked the boys in their rooms. To reward Noir for helping the girls, they allowed him to bathe with them. The girls fawned over him, and to help increase his LP, they rubbed up against him, causing his LP to surpass 10,000. That night marked the time for Noir to open his rare material store, and the girls came over to help with the finishing touches. They asked what name he had chosen for the store, and he mentioned they had all come up with different names. In the end, they settled on the name Torimaru had suggested, Stardian Rarities. Alice and his parents walked in and informed them that they had distributed all the flyers. So, all that was left was for the store to open. Noir watched as people filled the store, reflecting on how far he had come since losing his job at the library and meeting Olivia. He wondered if there was a way to properly thank her for everything. Noir went to the dungeon to see Olivia, and when she asked why he was so serious, he told her he came to express his determination. He promised to find a way to set her free and end her suffering. Olivia thanked him but asked him not to push himself. Despite her request, Noir remained determined to set her free, so he consulted the great sage to inquire if there was a way without killing her. The sage suggested that he might find the answers he needed on the 15th floor, so Noir made his way there. On the 14th floor, he saw a sign prompting him to pick path 1 if going alone and path 2 if accompanied. Choosing number 1, Noir faced the first trial, crossing a narrow path with spikes beneath it. Despite being a bit of a coward, he turned back immediately. Later, he met up with Emma and shared everything about the hidden dungeon, Olivia, and his plan to set her free. Emma assured him he could rely on her and offered to go with him to the hidden dungeon. Noir took her along, and on reaching the 14th floor, they chose the path marked 2, leading them to a door. They entered the room, and the door locked behind them. Soon, they were approached by goblins that demanded they feed them. Noir retrieved food from the pocket dimension he had created and gave it to them. The goblins rushed to the food and began eating greedily. Although Emma found their manner of eating disgusting, they demanded that she entertain them by oinking like a pig. Reluctantly, she complied, but they told her to stop, finding her unfunny. The goblins then demanded more food from Noir, who happily provided it. As they ate, they suddenly started vomiting and fell down, holding their stomachs. It turned out that Noir had poisoned the food before giving it to them, using a skill he had acquired from his master. After dealing with the goblins, Noir and Emma descended to the 15th floor, where they came across someone bound in chains who looked exactly like Olivia. Noir tried speaking to her, but she didn't respond. He used his discerning eye and discovered that she was Olivia's clone, and the chains holding her were the real death chains. A sign on the wall instructed them to find a way to free her without killing her, and a path would appear. Emma used a wind strike to cut the chains, and the clone fell. When she opened her eyes, stood up, and asked if they were the ones who freed her, Noir told her to stop pretending to be his master, asserting that he knew she was the real death chain. Drawing his sword, Noir confronted the fake Olivia, who pretended to be shocked that he had figured out her secrets. Fake Olivia claimed she wanted to test how powerful she was, prompting Emma and Noir to draw their weapons. Noir shot a large stone bullet at her, but she kicked it away. Then, she created a fire dragon strike and attacked them. Although they dodged it, she faced Emma, ridiculing her low-grade skill before kicking her. Rushing to Emma's side, Noir activated the dungeon elevator to transport them out of there. The elevator took them to Olivia's floor, where she joked about Noir cheating on her in her presence. Seeing Olivia was a shock to Emma, but Noir explained that she was the real one. Noir then informed Olivia about their encounter with the death chains and her imposter. Emma pointed out that if the fake Olivia was an exact copy, they shared the same weakness. Instead of answering directly, Olivia asked Emma about her bra size. However, Noir urged her to focus and reveal her weakness. Reluctantly, Olivia mentioned encountering difficulties when she fought in their town, but then told Noir to forget about helping her. He asked Olivia why she was so kind to him and why she helped him so much, even though he had done nothing for her. However, she remained silent, maintaining her enigmatic attitude. Despite her lack of response, he assured her that he would defeat fake Olivia and set her free. Upon returning to town, Noir told Emma that he planned to go to the library to gather information about Olivia. At the shop, he encountered Lola and Luna, who gave him an LP boost. With the boosted energy, he headed to the library, where he found useful information. Using this knowledge, he created a skill that he believed could take down fake Olivia. On his way home, he encountered the fake Olivia. Noir activated the new skill and attacked her, but she easily dodged his attack. In retaliation, she used her sword to slash his chest, electrocuting him in the process. Using his discerning eyes, he realized that her sword had lightning attributes. Fake Olivia then approached him, raising her sword with the intention of delivering a fatal blow. 200 years in the past, a young man who bore a striking resemblance to Noir approached Olivia and asked her to become his master. She initially refused, stating that she didn't know how to teach, and left him standing alone in the bar. Undeterred, the young man persisted and followed her everywhere, even to the bathhouse, but Olivia continued to reject him. One day, he revealed that he had made a promise to a friend to become the greatest adventurer in the world. Olivia then challenged him, saying that if he could scratch her, she would take him as her student. Despite his attempts to attack her with his sword, Olivia skillfully dodged and landed on the edge of the blade. After getting off the sword, she advised him to give up on becoming an adventurer. However, instead of heeding her advice, he used every opportunity to ask her questions. Despite Olivia's initial reluctance, she started answering his questions, and over time, she got used to his presence. One day, the bartender informed her that the young man had died. He had sacrificed himself to save a little girl from a monster. This news left Olivia wondering if he would have survived if she had agreed to teach him. Back in the present, before fake Olivia could strike, Noir, Emma, Lola, Luna, and Liella joined forces to counter her. Noir expressed his gratitude but warned them that she was extremely powerful. The girls, however, were determined to fight alongside him as a way of returning the help he had provided to them. Despite their combined efforts, the fake Olivia skillfully dodged their attacks. She struck Emma with her sword, electrocuting her. Recognizing the sword as a significant threat, Noir used his editor's skill to delete its lightning attribute. Layla then utilized her demon fist to break the sword in half, but the fake Olivia retaliated by releasing a fire dragon attack. This knocked Layla out, and when Noir asked Luna to heal her, she also collapsed, mentioning feeling feverish. Soon, he realized that the other girls were in the same situation, and it became apparent that fake Olivia had done something to make them feel sick. Once again, it was just Noir and the fake Olivia. Noir reckoned he could fight her since she had no weapons. However, she unleashed the fire dragon once more. Noir attempted to dodge but found himself suddenly unable to move. Although he managed to move just in time, he realized she might have tampered with his skills. In an attempt to test this, he shot a stone bullet at her, but she sent it back, hitting him instead. This confirmed that she was indeed manipulating his skills. Despite the uncertainty of beating her due to her formidable power, Noir drew strength from his friend's presence and the memory of Olivia's assistance. Determined to defeat her at any cost, he decided to sacrifice all his skills except the ones Olivia gave him. This strategy allowed him to go toe-to-toe with her. When he attempted to cut her with his sword, he discovered that her skin was incredibly hard. However, driven by determination, Noir pressed on. Olivia, angered, unleashed a flurry of punches, not giving him a chance to block or defend. She then kicked him, sending him flying across the bridge to hit the wall. Even as Olivia unleashed the fire dragon again in an attempt to burn him to death, Noir thought of his friends and decided he wouldn't die just yet. Picking up his sword, instead of dodging the attack, he ran straight into the dragon. Olivia wore a satisfied smile, thinking she had finally killed him. However, Noir slashed through the flames like a fiery Ashura, striking her between the eyes. He pushed down on her head, forcing her to revert back to chains before eventually turning to dust. After defeating the fake Olivia, her last words were a curse, but Noir dismissed it, stating that he had friends who would lift any curse. Exhausted, he fell to his knees, and the girls, now able to stand, went to him. Noir admitted that he had used up too much LP, but they reassured him, offering an LP boost. Despite his weariness, Noir felt elated, surrounded by the support of his friends. He went to see Olivia, finally free, and found her standing outside, watching the sunrise. Overwhelmed with emotion, Noir cried and ran into her outstretched arms. He questioned why she didn't tell him she was in pain, and she explained that she didn't want him to worry. Grateful for his help, Olivia thanked him, and he, in turn, expressed gratitude for everything she had done for him. Meanwhile, back at the store, everything was going well. Noir's father, the occasional idiot, pondered how much money he could make by betting on Ronaldo's score. However, his wife brought him back to reality. Noir and Lila were training together, and the sight of them prompted Lola and Luna to join in, boosting Noir's LP. Emma, the last to arrive, wasted no time in grabbing Noir and kissing him. An alarmed Alice, brandishing a sword, declared her readiness to fight to the death for her brother. When Noir and Olivia ventured into the dungeon, she inquired if he had regained the skills he sacrificed. Noir, however, decided to take his time exploring the dungeon to recover the lost skills. Olivia mentioned that reaching the 100th floor would make him as strong as she was, and with confidence, Noir declared his determination to get there. That's it for this video. Watch the following video, and I'll catch you in the next one.